Alright, this is lesson 23 for 7th grade, and today we're talking about subtracting mixed numbers with regrouping. We've already subtracted mixed numbers before in some fractions, and we've actually been able to do that for a certain reason. It's because we haven't had to regroup yet. So far everything we've done with getting a common denominator and all that fun stuff, it's been able to work out nicely. Today we're going to find out that we have another strategy for a problem with subtraction that doesn't work out quite as nice. So that's our strategy called regrouping, and we're going to get into that today. Alright, so here's what we want to learn by the end of this lesson. First of all, we want to learn how to correctly regroup with mixed numbers. So our first step will be the regrouping process. And from that regrouping, we're going to want to learn how to subtract those mixed numbers once we have done the regrouping. The second step should be fairly easy because we've already been subtracting mixed numbers. So our main goal today is how to correctly regroup with our mixed numbers. So we're going to jump in here. Let's see. Oops. There we go. So in order to see this concept, excuse me, we will start with an example and a picture. And then we're going to move into some examples and show how to calculate all these things mathematically to save time. So we don't have to draw a picture every time, that would take way too long. And we'll just show the picture so that we can think about it in those terms. So first thing here, an example. So there are 3 1/5 pies on the shelf. If the baker takes away 1 2/5 pies, how many pies will be left on the shelf? So right away we can see that our equation is going to be, okay, 3 1/5 is definitely more than 1 2/5. We're going to take away 1 2/5 from 3 1/5. So we set it up, 3 1/5 minus 1 2/5. Alright, no big deal, right? Looks like we can do that fairly easily. We do have a problem though. We can't do 1 1/5 minus 2/5. That's something we can't do with our fractions. So, no, you can come in. Yep, go ahead, I'll just keep going. Thank you. Alright, so what we have to do is we actually have to regroup with our 3 1/5. So we're going to look at a picture first to do that. Oops, and I'll erase this right here. Alright, so as I said, we see that we have our common denominators, but 1/5 is smaller than 2/5, and thus causes a problem when we try to subtract. So, as I said, we're going to be regrouping. So first, let's look at this picture here. This is 3 1/5. 3 full pies plus 1 out of 5. Well, we're dealing with fifths, so I'm going to go ahead and try to draw what they have over here. Something like this, that, and that. So, this is still a full pie, but I think of me cutting it up into 5 pieces. So another way that we could write 3 1/5 is 1 2 full ones. And then we count up how many fifths we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 6 fifths. So 2 and 6 fifths. So another way to write, thank you. Another way to write 3 1/5 is to write it as 2 6/5. And that's illustrated right here by what I just did. Now we're going to be able to do this by borrowing from the 3. And here's how we're going to do this mathematically. So 3 1/5 can be written this way as well. Here's how we got the 2 6/5 without the picture. 3 1/5 can be written as 2 plus 5 over 5 plus 1 over 5. Alright, we're in fifths, so 5 over 5 is 1, right? Anything over itself is 1. So this is 2 plus 1 basically, which is our 3, plus that fifth. So we've got 2 and 5 plus 1 is 6 over 5. So that brings us right there. So now, if we do our subtraction, we add 3 1/5 minus 1 2/5. We've got 2 6/5 minus 1 2/5. And now we can do this. So we're going to take our two large numbers up front. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 6 minus 2 is 4. And we'll keep our common denominator. There should be, how much pi left? 1 4/5 remaining. So that is what we should do for regrouping. And we're going to do that without the picture in the next couple examples here. So let's go ahead and take a look at some more examples. And we should be able to speed up the process a little bit without having to draw that picture every time. So, it says here in the last example, we basically took 1 away from our large number and added it to our fraction in order to correctly subtract. So, we're going to look at the next next couple of examples without our pictures. So, 3 5/8 minus 1 7/8. First thing we need to check, common denominators. Yes, we do have common denominators, so we're good on that part. So we're going to rewrite and we're going to regroup 3 5/8 because 5 minus 7 in integer world would give us a negative answer, but in fraction world, well, mixed number world, I guess, this doesn't work out. So we have to regroup. So we've got 3 5/8. I'm going to rewrite that as, we're going to take away 1 from the 3, so we're going to subtract 1 from the 3, and we get 2 plus 8 over 8, we are an 8, plus 5 over 8. Okay? Now remember, we took 1 away from the 3 to get our 2, and we just left that over here. 8 over 8 is 1. Okay? So, now, and this was our 5/8 that was here already. So this part's our 3 5/8. Now we just go 2 and 8 plus 5 is 13 over 8. And now we have a whole different problem. So 2 and 13 over 8 minus 1 and 7 over 8. So let's put that up here. 1 7/8. And now we can do our subtraction correctly. So, 13, well, let's do 2 minus 1 is 1. And 13 minus 7 should be 6 over 8. Now, we should be okay, we would think, but we can actually reduce our fraction part if we divide by 2 on top and bottom. So we actually get 1 and 3/4. Okay? So we do need to check to see if we can reduce at the end as well. So that looks good. Take a look at another one here. Alright, now we have a percent problem. So we have 83 1/3 minus 41 2/3. So again, common denominator is good, but we have a 1 minus 2, not so good in this scenario. So we're going to borrow 1 from the 83. So 82 plus 3 over 3 plus 1 over 3. So once again, these two combine to give us our 83, and our 1/3 is over here. So this is just 1, remember? Okay, and then we will subtract, so 41 2/3. Okay, so let's combine everything here first. We'll go 82 and 3 plus 1, 4 over 3, minus 41 and 2 over 3. So now we can do our subtraction. We've got 82 minus 41, which will give us 41, it looks like. And 4 minus 2 is 2. 41 2/3 looks like a good answer there. make sure we're correct on these here. 1 2 3 looks good, except for I forgot one thing. We are dealing with percent, so percent. My fault. Labels are important. Remember, I gotta check my time quick here. All right, we're doing okay. Try to get through a few more examples here. Maybe just a couple. I don't remember. So yeah, remember percent on that one. Don't screw up like Mr. Gibbons just did. All right, here's a little bit of a different one. 6 minus 1 3/4. We don't have a mixed number with our 6, so we need to figure out a different way to write 6. Well, we're in fourths, so I'm going to rewrite 6 as we're going to take away 1 from 6, so we have 5, and we're in fourths, so 5 and 4/4. Or basically 5 plus 4/4, that is 6. So 5 and 4/4 is 6, minus 1 and 3/4. And we should get 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 minus 3 is 1, 4, and 1. Alright, so a weird way to write 6, but it works out. And let's see what else we have here. Alright, this is our last one, and it's very similar to the one we just did. I'm going to keep my parenthesis signs here so we can do this. We have to change 100% into a mixed number with thirds. So we're going to take 1 away from it, and we'll go 99 and 3/3% minus 16 and 2/3%. And now we can do this. So we have 99 minus 16. Looks like we will get 83. And 3 minus 2 is 1. 83 and 1/3%. Let's make sure that one's correct too. Looks like we're good there. So, a few examples on regrouping with our mixed numbers, and we're going to practice more of this tomorrow. Thank you.